What's up YouTube, Stefano Turtle here, and today I am coming at you guys with my Noble Knight deck profile for the March/April format for 2018. Without further ado, let's get into the deck. So starting off with the main, and this is not your typical build, but Two of Brothers. This card is probably one of the best Noble Knights to see in opening hand, because if you start with him and at least two others, that's an instant Isolde and an instant Artorigus, and that is actually very useful in this if you set up some really good opening boards. So two of him. Oh yeah, and also he is a recycler for the deck, so you can keep using Isolde over and over. Then we got two of Boars. He is the search card. Pretty typical: summon, equip, activate, search 3, reveal, and then you get to add one. The others go to the grave. Pretty good card all around. Also helps you go into rank 5s along with the one of Madrat or Mordred, if you actually go by the or want to call them by the actual names they're based off of. This guy, if he's the only one on the field while equipped, lets you pop the equip, summon another monster that's a Noble Knight. No, summon the other monster, then pop the equip. And then if that equips one of the ones that isn't Excalibur, then that one just re-equips to the other one. And it's actually a combo you do with these two, because instant rank 5. Then we also run one of Gwaine, and I only run 5 other Noble Knights in this deck, Gwaine being one of them, followed by Percy. I'm going by the actual names of the knights from the Legends, by the way. If you don't know though, Percy, Perduer, this guy essentially just lets you return a Noble Arms when destroyed. Tristan, who when equipped pops a card, pretty simple there. Galahad, this one's the one that recycles your Noble Knights to your hand. And Bedivere, because sends your Noble Arms to the graves and can be pretty helpful in that way because he chooses which knight gets the equip. Then we have one of Merlin, which I actually need a few more of. I would also say that about Madrat. This guy is just summon, tribute, special summon. Simple there. And one of Guinevere, Queen of Noble Arms. She is an equip that can be activated from spell or hand, and essentially gives Noble Knights effects based on what element they are. And because you're running quite a few lights, two of Honest, this card can be really sacky and help you win games, which is really good overall. And these next 3 are also just hand traps. Two of Watt Kinetic Puppeteer. There are some decks that are column based. This card will actually mess with those, depending on what they're playing. Like, let's say your opponent's playing Magical Musketeers, and they activated a spell into the one Magical Musketeer monster they have there. Use this, switch it to a different zone, that monster doesn't get the effect off. And also, next, one Effect Veiler to round off the monsters. If you're wondering, in total that is 17. Then for the spells, starting off, 3 of Glory. This card is phenomenal for the deck. It is just activate, target one of your Noble Knights, equip with the spell from deck, which is very useful, and helps get a lot of your combo plays going. So 3 of Glory. In case you're in a tight spot, 2 of Last Chapter. This card can get you out of pinches and sometimes actually win you games if you have the right stuff for it. This can Just keep this in mind, this can also revive Isolde and keep her effects going as well, so. And then onto the equips, I run 8, 1 Excalibur, and this is just because the amount I have. 1 of Arfuditor, and yes, that is how you say it, Arfuditor. 2 of Gallatin. 2 of Caliburn, and 2 of Destiny. If you guys are curious as to what these do, Excalibur makes your opponent unable to target. Arfuditor destroys back row. Gallatin boosts the monster by 1000 but reduces it during every standby by 200. Caliburn gives the monster 500 and you 500 life points. And Destiny protects your monster once per turn. Now for the one-ofs. 1 of Rhoda. Pretty basic there, almost every warrior deck runs 1. 1 of Dark Hole, because I don't have Raigeki. 1 released Restraint Wave, because you run equips in this, and this helps you recycle equip's effect, as well as getting rid of your opponent's back row. Swords at Dawn, in case you are trying to get off a Noble Knight's effect, and you don't have the equip active, but it's engraved. This really helps out, and can also be sometimes a sacky card. 1 Shard of Greed, just because I don't have any more desires, so just 1 Shard of Greed for draw power in the main deck. Side deck has some other cards. 1 Book of Moon. This card requires strategic strategy when you're playing it, but when you get it off at the right moment, it can actually win you games. And 1 of Foolish to round off the spells. Onto the traps, I just run 3. 1 Call of the Haunted. Pretty simple here, just revive your monster. Prison, because it's something not many people expect to see battle traps anymore. Ever since the dinosaurs died out. Or, not dinos, but like the Zodiac died out and stuff. And 1 of Solemn. Pretty simple there. Now, onto our side deck. In case you want to play the Synchros, there is 2 Lady of the Lakes. This card just lets you weaken, lower your monster back from level 5 to level 4, and then go into this guy, and that's actually very useful there. And also the Sis side deck, just in case you didn't know. And she can only be used for synchro summoning Noble Knights, by the way. 1 of Lancelot. This card, if on the field, you can tribute it and add a Noble Arms directly to your hand, so it's a pretty good search. We have our 3rd Watt Kinetic Puppeteer. 1 Pot of Duality. Again, sometimes consistency, but that card you want to play mid to late game. 1 Inferno Reckless Summon. This is very dependent on what you play, or how you play off your cards. If you can time it right, this card can actually help you though. 1 Forbidden Lance, because it weakens your opponent's monster. Sometimes will help you beat over it. Pretty good there. 1 of 1 for 1 to help tutor out the tuners. And this card I've actually found to be really useful against certain decks that send stuff to the grave, like Burning Abyss, Dinosaur, Lightsworn, Draco, and that is different Dimension Grounds, because it just banishes them instead, meaning you're going up against Draco, their masterpiece isn't going to have any fuel. If you're going up against Burning Abyss, their monsters aren't going to get their effects off. Lightsworn's the same way, and really good all around there. Then we got 1 of Torrential, pretty simple board wipe. 1 of Compulse, small Floodgate. And then we have 1 of Unholy Noble King Lancelot. Sorry, I'm not saying. Or if you want the English name, Ignoble Knight of Highland Slain. And one of Underclock Taker. This card really sacky can win you games. Some people sleep on players who use it, but it's really sacky. Then for the extra deck, only because I have one of Yugioh. If I had more, I would definitely run 2 to 3 of this card, because it's really useful in this deck, and actually break almost, essentially you can build really good boards if you can open with her first turn. Then for our extra, 2 of Underclock Taker. Yes, you saw one in the side. I do run 2 extra, because again, it's a sacky card. And the main deck build, this is essentially a XZ variant. Speaking of, 2 of Sacred Noble Knight of King Arthur. Pretty simple here. He's the one that pops, gets rid of the opponent's monsters. 1 of Arthur, King of the Noble Knight. Pretty simple here. Blow up back row. 1 of Heroic Champion, Kusanagi. This guy might not make sense to a lot of people, but you can actually negate your opponent's cards like Solemn Strike, or essentially you can negate any trap, and you get 3 negates on summon with him. And he also powers himself up when doing that. 1 of Crooked Chef. Crooked Cook, I mean. This card, again, sacky, but it's literally a last resort in the deck. And by the way, these next cards are duplicates. One, though, I am trying to get a Utopia the Lightning for, or Zexal, so I can switch it out, and you obviously just saw. 1 is Steel Swarm Roach, because this card can be a cock block to your opponent, essentially. They're playing dinos, it can stop their ultimate conductors or their overtaxes from coming out, or even their true kings. Or if they're playing Shadal dinosaurs, anything. 2 of Utopia, 2 Dark Rebellion, and 2 number 70 to round off the extra deck. And that is it for the Double Knight deck profile. Hope you all liked. Check out my other videos if you did. Subscribe if you're new. And this is the Stefano Turtle signing out. Bye.